Hi all, good evening. All role players, Toastmaster Nidish, Toastmaster Rajeswari, all the best. I am Hadi Abdul Kader. I'm your Toastmaster of the day today. So I wish you all the best for all your roles.
Hi, Toastmaster Hadi. Welcome. I'm Robert.
Hi, Robert. Nice to meet you.
My pleasure. May I know which club you're representing?
Nidish, can you please start the official meeting, please? Nidish?
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and welcome to this 420th Kanoo meeting. I am Toastmaster Nidish, your acting Sergeant at Arms for this meeting. And what a privilege it is for me to be your Sergeant at Arms for this meeting. The key highlights of today's session is the panel discussion with budding authors and poets. Before we begin, I would request everyone to please stand up, place your right hand on your chest, and repeat the club mission while being muted on Zoom. To provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. You may all be seated. The core values are respect, service, integrity, and excellence. Here are the taboo topics that should be avoided during this meeting. That is politics, religion, and sex. Here are some rules and regulations that should follow during this meeting. First of all, please keep yourself muted at all times unless you are an assigned speaker. While speaking, please make sure your devices like your phone is on silent mode and you're speaking you're in a quiet room so that there are no external disturbances. We would also request you to keep your videos on to stay connected with the speakers. It will really help. It'll break the barrier that you usually face during an online meeting. Also, generously use the reaction buttons that is available to encourage the speakers. And finally, actively participate in polls while they are popped up. Requesting all to a Zoom chat to the Sergeant at Arms, myself, or the VP membership. Also requesting all guests to actively participate in round robin and table topics session to get a taste of Toastmasters. Now it's time for us. It's time for me to introduce our acting president for today's session. It is none other than Toastmaster Robert Fernandes. He is among the strongest pillar of Kanoo Toastmasters Club. He has been a Toastmaster since the initial version of Toastmasters International. Recently chose his desired pathway and is set to rule the updated online pathways of the current TMI. He has his own YouTube channel in Konkani language. He's a vivid reader and a passionate learner. Put your hands together for Toastmaster Robert Fernandes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitesh. Am I not being seen on the screen? Kindly help me.
Yes, Toastmaster Robert, you may remove the virtual background for as of now.
Probably because of that.
Please, you may remove the virtual background and choose none.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Carry on.
Okay. Good evening, friends. Good evening, distinguished Toastmasters, guests, welcome guests. I am glad to be part of meeting number 420 of Kanoo Toastmasters Club. When it comes to talking about 420, it may remind you probably of a movie by name Sriman 420. Do you all get reminded? 420 stands for some good or bad reasons. It's pretty popular number. Anyway, we are glad we are part of, we will remember this number 420 always. Yeah. I am here. I am the makeshift president this evening to replace Toastmaster, our president, Toastmaster Rajeswari, who is pretty occupied with multiple roles. Yeah. As I continue, the mission statement has been read by Toastmaster, our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Nandeeswar. So I will directly go to my address. I came across in today's newspaper a small article which said Diwali is having a huge impact on Dubai airport's traffic flow. And they say that we are going to have 10 busy days, probably due to the Diwali festivities. This is for the first time I noticed such a news, which was more concentrated on Diwali celebration. And we are glad about it. About our club, Kanoo Toastmasters, let me tell you about the executive committee. President is Toastmaster Rajeswari, and VP Education is Toastmaster Pragnesh Dami. Then we have VPPR Toastmaster Anup. Then we have, VP Membership Toastmaster Anup. Then you have VPPR Toastmaster. We have a brand new Toastmaster as our VPPR, and he's none other than Nithika Silawant, right? Yeah, I'm sorry for not mentioning it properly. It is Nithika Silawant Mat. Then we have our treasurer, Falgun Shah. And today's, as we said, today's Sergeant at Arms is Toastmaster Nitish Silawant. And until Toastmaster Kushal Sadrangani is back to his back to absorb his role. Okay, we'll go ahead. May I request all of you, most of our not familiar faces to me, and probably you may find me unfamiliar. Can you please introduce yourself briefly, starting with Toastmaster Alia Parveen.
Am I audible to everyone?
Very much, very much.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. First of all, happy Diwali to everyone. Myself, Alia Parveen, and I am a Toastmaster from the Emirates Toastmaster Club. I have joined recently in June 2022. So I'm enjoying the Toastmaster Club, and I'm really looking forward to this meeting. And I'm a role player for today, Speaker 1. So all the best for the other role players also. Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Robert, you are on mute.
Sorry, Toastmaster Anjali.
Hi.
Good evening.
I'm from St. Mary's Toastmasters Club, and I'm the VPPR for my club, as well as the Area 58 Secretary and PR. Thank you for inviting me, and I hope we have a great time.
Wonderful.
Again is muted.
I apologize. Toastmaster Hadi.
Hi all, I am Hadi Abdul Qadir. I am from Carpe Diem Sharjah Toastmasters Club, and I'm the VP Education of our club. So enjoying. I'm a good friend of Rajeswari before I became Toastmasters. So thanks for giving me this opportunity, Rajeswari. Thank you.
Great. Moving on to Toastmaster. Sorry, I see the name Divine Wellness. Can you help yourself, Madam Toastmaster? Please introduce yourself. Rajeshwari, you may help me. Good evening.
My name is Dr. Anushi. Yes, I am the founder and director of Divine Wellness. So it is showing Divine Wellness. And
Wonderful.
today I am here to share my journey of becoming author with all of you. So it's a great pleasure to be with all of you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Moving on to Toastmaster Tina. Kindly introduce yourself briefly.
Greetings to all fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. My name is Tina Kurian, and I have joined the Kanoo Toastmasters Club recently in August only. And I am the timer for today's meeting. And I've been introduced to the Toastmasters through Toastmaster Rajeswari.
Wonderful.
And very glad to see my friend Dr. Anushi here in the meeting. So all the best to all the speakers, and thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Moving on to Toastmaster Shashidhar.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Happy Diwali to all. I'm Shaisi Joseph, and I'm from Dreams Toastmasters Club. It's my first experience outside my club. So I'm glad to meet all of you and enjoy today's meeting. I'll be the word mistress today. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Now we move on to Madam Mamta Joshi. Madam Toastmaster Mamta Joshi.
Hello, everyone. I'm
Good evening.
Mamta Joshi, a student empowerment coach and the author of the book, Believe to Live. And my mission is to empower the children with a growth mindset. And I'm so happy and privileged to be here, to be a part of you. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You are welcome, Doctor. You are welcome to Toastmaster Mamta Joshi. And
Thank you
moving
so
on to Toastmaster Shashidhar. Kindly introduce yourself.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
This is DTM Shashidhar,
Yeah.
Toastmaster since 2015, and I'm here on the invitation of Toastmaster Rajeswari. Thank you.
Wonderful. You are welcome, DTM. Toastmaster Vinod.
Good evening, everyone, and happy
Good
Diwali.
evening. Happy Diwali.
I'm currently member of two clubs. I'm a president of Take Debate Club, the first debate club in UAE, and I'm member of Leadership Speak in District 86. Your president invited me for this meeting. She thought the 420 number is good to have me as a GE, just as you mentioned, and I'm here for all of you. Looking forward to
You're
enjoy.
welcome.
Thank you.
Moving on to Samsung SM833 is the name I see. Can you help yourself, Toastmaster? Or we'll have Toastmaster Shardal to introduce herself. Shardal, yes, you're welcome.
So I just give me some time to change my background.
No worries.
Sorry.
No worries. You may continue introducing yourself.
Okay, just my name is Shadel. I'm from St. Mary's Toastmaster Club. I'm the VP Ed in St. Mary's Toastmaster Club. And I'm here in this meeting today as an evaluator, as a speech evaluator for Toastmaster Alia. So I'm really looking forward to today's meeting because I've heard that it's what you say, it's setting for Diwali. So I'm really excited to be here.
Wonderful. You're welcome. I'm glad we have a good number of accomplished people in today's meeting, this evening's meeting, and I heartily welcome you all. And I'm sure we are going to have a memorable time this evening. To take the meeting, the helm of the meeting, we have a gentleman who is an experienced and enthusiastic Toastmaster. Toastmaster Hadi Abdul Qadir, all the way from Sharjah, Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Robert. Let me ask you,
Welcome.
the story you tell yourself can make you or break you, shatter you into pieces. Do you agree with me? If yes, give me a thumbs up, a virtual thumbs up. Let me share a lesson from my book of life. One day, I lost my wallet. You know, when you buy something, sometimes you're too lazy to put your money back into your wallet, right? You put it into your pocket, right? That day, even my father used to tell me that you should keep your money in your wallet always. But that day, I did what I do always. I kept money in my pocket. But when I lost my wallet, it was a blessing. Next day, it was my university exam. I want to reach my college from Coimbatore to Salem. I don't have money and it's midnight. What to do? I boarded a train. You know, there were polices, there were checking officers. I bypassed everyone and I got into the train. Got into the train, it was midnight, and I was so tired of spending a day with full of entertainment with my friends because next day was English exam. So I thought that it is easy. So nothing to worry about. So I spent time with my friends back home and I boarded a train at night. I was so tired. I felt sleepy. I closed my eyes, opened, train passed Salem. And I had only 50 rupees Salem to my college. So now I need to board a train back from Jolarpete to Salem to attend my exams. And when I calculated the hours, it is exactly the hours I needed, no more hours. So I thought that I can attend the exam. So there was a person sitting next to me and he was stinky. He was wearing a shirt which is torn, messy, hair. Then he was chewing something. He looked like a beggar. And there was another person who was dressed, well dressed, and I know that he is working for a reputable company or is running a business. He looked clean. I walked up to him and asked, "Can you give me 100 rupees? I lost my wallet. If you give me your bank details, I'll transfer the money next day." So he said, "No, no." He didn't even bother to talk to me. And I went to around 5 to 7 people. I asked them, I begged them for the money. Nobody cared. Finally, I had to get down at Jolarpet. I don't know, because if I board the train, I will reach Bangalore and I want to come back. What to do? Then I heard a voice. Mone. Mone means son in Malayalam. And I turned back. I saw this guy, the stingy, the messy hair, the guy with the torn shirt. And they said, "How much money you need?" I told 100 rupees. I can reach my home back, my college. So he said, "This is the money." So I told him, "What is your bank account number?" "I don't have a bank account number. I work in a bakery in Vaitila." So I will come to Vaitila and give money back. There are hundreds of bakery in Vaitila. You can't find. Just pray for me. And I asked him, "Why are you here?" He said, "My daughter is married to Jolarpete. There is a custom that some poor families get married to places like remote areas. So you can guess how poor he is. But for me, he was not poor. He's rich with a good heart." And that day, I learned a lesson through this story of my life. We have to judge less and be open. Judge less, open. Judge less and be open. The perceptions we have can shape our lives, right? We meet a lot of people. We meet across through a different experience in our life, but this perception can shape the story. So today, throughout our meeting. We judge less and will be more open. So what's the theme? Judge less and be more open. Type it on chat box to make sure that we got that message of the meeting. Thank you. Thank you all. Today, in our life, the story of our lives moves not because of the people we know. There are people behind us in the background who shaped our story of life, who helped us to progress in our life. So similarly, in our meeting, there are some role players who are silent, yet the pillars of today's meeting. Let me introduce them. The first one, the master of the and the person who watched the time. She is none other than Anjali D'Souza, and she is from St. Mary's Toastmasters Club, and she's a student pursuing bachelor's in commerce from Curtin University, Dubai. And she expressed stories through art, painting, and sketches. Her superhero is Spider-Man. When I talk about Spider-Man, what I could remember is the one golden dialogue. With great power comes great responsibility. Great responsibility. And sure, you are a today. Another role player, Master Nikita. Toastmaster Nikita, are you there?
Toast TMOD, there is a small change in the timer's role. Toastmaster Tina will be the official timer for today's meeting. And Toastmaster Nitika will be joining shortly, so you can proceed with the wordmaster role. Thank you, and over to you.
You're welcome. Toastmaster is performing grammarian and account role. She will, when she's back, she will explain the role. Next is wordmaster. You know, sometimes we are stuck in our life because we can't express what is in our mind because of no word. But sometimes we don't know that word. So as people who are great storytellers or who want to be great storytellers, need to express our story. And to help us to learn a new word, we have a person here who is an educator by profession from a Toastmaster club, which seems a dream club. And she created the ability of Spider-Man to climb walls. If your windows, if you hear noise from the windows, don't be scared. Maybe Toastmaster Shaisi is bitten by a spider and into a woman, and she always helps others in her life at risk. I don't know how. Let us welcome Toastmaster Shaisi Joseph to introduce the word of the day. Shaisi Joseph, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hadi, for that wonderful introduction. And today, the word of the day, I will share the screen. The word of the day is celerity. It's a noun, and the meaning is a high rate of movement or performance. A journalist who writes his well-crafted stories with remarkable celerity. The synonyms for this word is fastness, hurry, speed, or velocity. Antonyms, slowness and sluggishness. Let's use it in sentences. Of access makes my note-taking possible. Gossip often travels with celerity. His celerity and skill had satisfied his master. So let's move on to the round robin session. I encourage everyone to use this word as much as possible during the meeting. Anyone would volunteer yourself to come and form a sentence using the word celerity? I request each member to play this role and move this celerity. Use this word during this time.
I will begin with.
Yeah.
I'm Robert. With the celerity, writer J.K. Rowling has churned out one after another series of Harry Potter, makes her a most successful writer.
That's great. Come on, anyone else?
Master Shaisi, you performed with a high celerity.
Thank you. That's good. Please come forward with more sentences. One more.
Can I go ahead?
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes I really Toastmaster Rajesh when I see her playing multiple roles.
Okay, that's nice. To go, or shall we move on? Thank you. So let's keep this word in mind and use possible during the meeting. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster Shaisi for the interesting word celerity, and I encourage all to use these words throughout the meeting. When we change story, change our example. As students, we told ourselves, I failed in mathematics, but I failed in a subject. Mathematics have a personal connection with me, so I failed in a subject. So I performed really poor speaking, especially at Toastmasters. Nobody gave me reactions of interest, so I'm a boring speaker. She became angry at me. I'm an irritated. So when we tell the story again and again, we go to a downward spiral. And sometimes we can't even come back. In order to uplift us, we need to twist the story from the to a hero or hero. So we do that. The same. I failed in the exam this time. Maybe I haven't put my effort into it. Let me put my effort more and seek help from the people around me. I'll do better next time. I'm an amateur speaker. I just began my journey in Toastmasters. These people who are pro speakers, they're here for such time. So if I stick to my roles and if I perform, improve in public speaking. If somebody is getting angry at me, their behavior is not fully in my control. I will make sure that I approach everybody with a positive mindset and be less simple, be more open and judge less. And if they behave badly to me, it's not because of me. Maybe it's because of them. So if we twist the story, our life changes. Do you agree with me? If yes, give me a thumbs up. Yes. Now we are going to the exciting part of today's session, project teachers. And before we meet our authors, we will hear from a person who go beyond her limits. And why this project speech is so special to me. In this segment, we can hear story of our wonderful Toastmasters. And these stories can inspire us, right? Because all human beings, we go through same kind of problems, right? When we hear someone going through the challenges and overcoming it, it inspires us. And today, we are going to hear from a speaker who is from Emirates Toastmasters Club, and she's the head of strategies of a digital marketing consultancy. And when I saw her on Zoom, I thought that, oh, but she is handling a big response. And her superhero is her father, because he is the one who taught her real happiness, how to face fears, how to deal with the challenges in life with a calm attitude. And before I call upon Toastmaster Alia, I would request her evaluator, Toastmaster Shedel D'Souza, to read out the objectives of her speech.
Okay. So the objectives of Toastmaster Alia's speech is to practice using vocal variety and body language to enhance the speech. So basically, tone of voice, the pace, the volume, word, volume, and body language like gestures and all that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shedel. I really you going the extra mile, because when you read out the objectives, we read out the 2 sentences and that's done. No, but you went an extra mile. Thank you for that celerity. And Toastmaster Alia, you are presenting your level 1 project 3 speech, and your speech duration is 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Alia Parveen, beyond your limits, Toastmaster Alia Parveen, all the best.
People are hedged in by boundaries. Most of them are mental barriers that they themselves create. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let's start with a nostalgic question. How many of you remember your first time adventure that was filled with emotions, excitement, joy, or fear? The emotion that has attached to me for my first time adventure was fear. My family had this little tradition of going on a family trip once in a year as I anticipate a basic tourist thing in the different destinations of India. I have witnessed music, multicultural experiences in a rich heritage, media attractions, and exquisite delicacies. But never have I ever tried any sort of adventurous activity in my life. Even a single thought of trying made me frozen and scared. The other side, my husband, who was very passionate about the adventurous activities. When he realized that I was missing adrenaline rush in my life, in different adventurous activities in my life, he started step by step, right in a target called them but that come I completely into excitement was for me, Georgia. July 2021, plan to, once we finished our sightseeing, our tourist had introduced us a thrilling adventurous sport called paragliding. When my husband heard about it, He was on a cloud 9. He wanted to surprise me. I was being told that we are just going to a tourist place, normal tourist place. When I arrived, it was watching a people jumping off the cliff. Family started encouraging take part. I was quite skeptic, but my husband, he became a philosopher. He said, and you would return as a hero. I took the plunge and got ready for that. Our drive started. The zigzag drive to the point itself was an adventure for me. When I arrived, I saw a staff already started setting up the equipment. Are you ready? The instructor asked me. I nodded with a bundle of nerve. I was so nervous. I vividly remembered I was praying to God. And on the other side, my husband was encouraging me with the joy. I was checking the harness and the canopy. Launching here! Suddenly, he bellowed. And then the journey started. Lean back in the harness. Up comes stargazing overhead, surging overhead. Damp up with the brakes. Beautifully. Turn quickly and face downhill. Lean forward, run up 5 steps. And I was away from the hill. I was holding the harness so tightly and then slowly opening my eyes. What I saw was float above the earth. Watch people down there from my feet. Nothing, a and a canopy. I felt the moment as a bird in the in the sky. Enticed, dense green jungle away, a valley beneath me. A fresh air going through us. I was leaning to the left. I was chit-chatting with my instructor. I experienced the beautiful view of sunset. That was a moment. That was wonderful moment. That was my first flight as a paraglider. I realized on that day that it was all about pushing through the mental boundaries and going through a former comfort zone. If you believe it, you could achieve it. Is just a fact. It's not a fact. It's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration. It's a dare. Impossible is temporary. Impossible is nothing, as said by Muhammad Ali. Today, I urge each and everyone, try something new and challenging. Start transmuting yourself.
Toastmaster Alia, you went beyond your limits. And she shared her story, it all inspired us. We know stories in but there is a study done on this. Would you hear about this scientific study? If you give me thumbs up, share, or else I will move to next project speech. No thumbs up, only one thumbs up. Robert, I will send you on personal WhatsApp about this.
Okay.
Wow. So you are interested to know what is it? This is done by neuroscientists from Princeton University. And they concluded with their study that when the same of our brain or lighted up, because this is called mirroring. We have and we feel the same way the speaker when we listen to them clearly. So they observe that storytelling can connect people because of this mirror neurons. We feel what the speaker feels as audience. So in your speeches, use more stories often. And you can pass on your feedback of Toastmasters Dahlia speech on your chat box or private messages. Okay. To the need some introduction. Why? And master Ajay Tam. And both to us. We all at the end of life, all of us to gone through have those things with our fear goes through time. If you can't share stories of life, these all these bring us the lessons learned and special for. So my and of the so close to heart, because the president of our Bairapu uh, Dr. She is a caterpillar turned to butterfly. I'm very close to the Joshi, and she's her thoughts on believe and live. The stage your project panel. Each title, I think that I have put 1 hour minutes. So with attitude, it's effortless transformation from cute caterpillar to a blissful butterfly only if you in your heart believe to live. It is so hard to understand for me, but maybe you can understand. The title again, with an ounce of gratitude, effortless from caterpillar to a blissful Toastmaster Rajesh stage is 3 others. Best. Toastmaster Rajeswari, are you? Before you begin your speech, I would like to call your evaluator, DTM Vinod, read out the objectives of the speech project.
Hi, Hadi. Good evening. I think you already read out the purpose statement, but I'll quickly go through it. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply his or her skill as a public speaker to facilitate a panel discussion. And the panel discussion should be well organized and well moderated by the member completing this project. And there are a lot of other things which I will be telling during my evaluation. The timing is 20 minutes. It's actually 20 to 40 minutes, but in the agenda, it is 20 minutes. So the timer, you can keep it 18, 19, 20. That would be better, I believe. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, DTM Vinod Paniker. Toastmaster Rajeswari, are you there? The stage is yours. All the best.
You are on mute, Rajeswari.
Just sorry for the glitch. There is a low bandwidth. I'm trying to switch my internet to the other network. Give me 1 second. Meanwhile, requesting the panelists to switch on their videos.
To keep the meeting going, I would like to hear more about you. You have introduced yourself during the beginning of the meeting. So, Toastmaster DTM Shashidhar, can you share what is your inspiration to come up with this book?
Inspiration. Actually, the original notes was written to bail out my from the emotional low which I was going through. It happened in 2019, 2022 when I was reading the old stories with a new mindset. Somewhere I said, okay, it can go beyond my Facebook. It can be available, as Hadi mentioned. Everyone has this. Share that story. Other people get connected with their memories and they could take something. So just an ounce of it, I presented it for the world.
Thank you, DTM Shashidhar. And Dr. Anushi Sowmaya, can you tell us about what is your inspiration and how you came with
Good
this
evening, fellow Toastmasters. Good evening. Timer, you can just follow the same criteria, which is from the TMI International. So whatever the timing, I'm messaging you. And thank you so much, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. A hearty, one warm welcome to a dream project, that is the panel discussion with the stalwarts of this dazzling Dubai. Let me take this as a privilege and a proud moment to welcome and introduce each panelist here on board. As I do so, I request the audience to salubriously use the action and the reaction on the Zoom platform there on your right-hand corner. Let me introduce the first panelist of today's vibrant 420 Kanoo Toastmasters Club meeting. She is Dr. Anushi Sowmaya. She is an Ayurvedic doctor by profession. She is a Heal Your Life facilitator. Put your hands together to welcome Dr. Anushi Sowmaya. She is the co-author of this wonderful book, cute caterpillar to the beautiful and the blissful butterfly. Moving on to the second panelist. She is the most beautiful soul I ever met in my life. She was introduced by Toastmaster Hadi in just 10 minutes. Her conversation on the Zoom for a quick 5 minutes impromptu talk, I get to know that she is a blessed soul. She is blessed with beautiful words. Is this not sufficient to be a poet? Put your hands together to welcome Mamta Joshi, who was with us in the area that is southern Saudi Arabia because of children's education. Just recently she shifted to our proud India, Bombay. Welcome to our guest poetess Mamta Joshi. And ladies and gentlemen, one quick introduction here. The background, what you see at Mamta Joshi's background, it is Believe to Live. And you see the beautiful, cute, my favorite is Thumbelina. I'll just name her Thumbelina. That is the cover picture of her beautiful book that is filled with wonderful poems. Thank you so much for joining, Mamta Joshi. Moving on to the third panelist. Yes, we Toastmasters are very happy to always say Toastmasters, Toastmasters. So it's time to have that energy flowing naturally. Put your hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster, past Division K Director, DTM Shashidhar Bairapu. The best part of him is he was not known to me by this fraternity. That's the beauty. The other beauty is he is not my mentor, but he is my mentor. Ask me how, ask me why. Because it's here, the dream has come true, all because of him. The short dream that I saw when I was there, physically there, because of his wonderful and spot on special invite for me during the wonderful and the first event for me in my life, the book launch, officially book launch, which I physically attended very first time in my life. That day I dreamt. What did I dream? Yes, I dreamt that I'm standing there and launching my book and people are coming and giving me those wonderful roses. And today, the more than beautiful roses are right in front of me. The three stalwarts of dazzling Dubai. Round of applause. Moving on to the first panelist member. As rightly mentioned by our Toastmaster of the evening, what is that moment that inspired you to be the co-writer of this wonderful book? Dr. Anushi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Rajeswari, for this one opportunity to share my journey of becoming author. Yes, the first thought came that yes, I can be an author. I think it was 2013 when I was diagnosed with second stage colon cancer. And thankfully, I came out of it gracefully. And that particular time, the thought popped up. I must share my story with the world in form of a book. But as we all have say some stories to us, as rightly mentioned Mr. Hadi, there was a belief that I'm not that great at writing. And I just kept that, okay, maybe sometime I will do that. And then fortunately, or I can say that it was a blessing that I came across one of the coaches and upcoming authors group. And they just told me that you can write, you write a book. You are part of this caterpillar to butterfly. At that particular time, again, I went into those thoughts. Okay, I am following my passion to bring wellness to people, help them to have a better life. They can become better version of themselves. It brings calmness to them. I am good at that meditation, taking through that beautiful journey. I can access that divine energy, make them feel that energy. And I am good at that. But writing, again, the question comes. So we all have some inborn capacities. So I felt that, yeah, I have this. And that, and that inspired that you just write whatever is your knowledge, whatever experiences you had. And I just pour down all my thoughts on the paper. And trust me, every help came. The editing happened, publishers came, and it was on. And trust me, can you imagine it became actually number 65 on personal development. I feel that that was a kind of a motivation that yes, it was just a belief. Of course, it's a magnificent piece. When I now look at it, people are giving wonderful reviews. So I feel that was the inspiration I can say that just you have within yourself, pour it down. There is always a story which is ready to hear from you. Thank you, Rajeswari. Over to you.
What a inspirational story it was for all the budding audience right now in this room. I request the audience, if any questions or queries to our panel members, you may send your questions to my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you. Moving on to the second panelist member, the sweet lady with that beautiful Thumbelina picture on the background. How beautiful life is, I just got to know when I spoke to you, Mamta Joshi. You are a beautiful soul. And how did I know that you were inspired, or you were being elevated by your close friends and members about your unique talent? When did that thought come to actually put all of them into that beautiful book and publish it to the schools? What was the story behind it?
Thank you so much. Actually, since young, I knew I could express well through my writing because I was an introvert, not much speaking. And whenever I had that jam, just a minute topics to be done in the school, I always wondered, why not give us one paper and a pen so that I can just write down instead of speaking over there. So that was my stage. Although I used to write, but it wasn't very regular. Once in a while, I used to write. Then 2 years back, I happened to join Ledge International, which is an international training academy led by Mr. Farooq Sensei. and I enrolled there for different courses. And our mentor sensei helped us to identify our passion. And what he did was he posted a few quotes, his own quotes, in a WhatsApp group called Creative Jungle, and challenged us to comment on those quotes. Now, initially, I began statements, one or two statements, and posting it. Then gradually it started building and took form of 2 or 3 stanzas. And as I kept posting it in the group, I started receiving the feedback and the messages started pouring in. Then there was no looking back. And finally, it turned up to be a collection of 51 poems. And then I thought I need to publish this. This has to go to the students because it's really very inspiring. And then came up with a book. Thank you so much, Rajeswari.
Wow, what a coincidence. 51 poems. So in numerology, they say it is added up. So 5 plus 1 is 6th. 6th January is my daughter's Navia's birthday. So I will order this beautiful bunch of poems for her birthday, for her 7th birthday. Thank you so much. And I will be the brand ambassador in promoting your book, as I am involved into many schools here in Dubai, and wish you all the very best for your success into this beautiful poetry world.
Thank you so much.
Moving on to the third panelist member. His story is really unique. In his wildest dreams, he never dreamt that he will be an author. But see, he is there. He has launched his book recently in month of July, if I'm not wrong. I was just sworn as a president, but officially I never gave that powerful speech yet. That day was the book launch of DTM Shashidhar Bairapu. I had the second thought, that is, when I had to shift my club because of various reasons, the second option was Carpe Diem's Sharjah Toastmasters Club. Being an environmentalist, how could my heart allow me to travel 30 kilometers to Sharjah just to give my speech? Though miles apart, but we are close to our hearts. The moment for which I was dreaming is here because of his quick thumbs up. The beauty of this person is, any time you just ask him a doubt, within 2 minutes, the reply will be there, whether it is an yes or a no. That's the beauty of him. His book is about journaling. The journaling part was introduced to me by long back in around 2016, 17, 18 by Dr. Anushi ma'am there. I have bundles of books written. Now it's time for me to find them all. You know why? It can be published just as our DTM Shashidhar Bairapu has just did it. DTM Shashidhar Bairapu, the quick question to you is, how what I can say, how difficult was it when you take that plunge and put it on social media and openly take up the challenge and say, hello guys, here I am taking 100 days of gratitude journaling, and you made sure that you did it day by day. I was a person following you, and each Each day I was reading that whatever journal you were publishing on all the social media, and we had a lot about that particular success with Toastmaster Vibha on one of the Carpedians Toastmaster Club meetings. So, what was your difficult moment in those 100 days? Over to you.
Success is nothing but keeping your promise to yourself. So, talking about things like my dad always says that I start the things, but I don't end the things. I don't complete the things. So, as I mentioned a while ago, it was an emotional low which I was going through, and I chose gratitude because I am an NLP life coach, and I tell the people to take the charge of their life. So when I'm advising the people to take the charge of it, and come was, am I taking the charge of my life? So the minute I said yes, so that was the minute I said, okay, I will go for the 100 days, and it was a plunge. And definitely those 100 days, those 100 of people or places which I mentioned in the journal was not listed at all. It was completely serendipity and celerity. So the decisions were taken on serendipity, and the flow, the journaling, what you mentioned, when I said, like, I work for the municipality, so my office work finishes by 3. So when I come down in the evening and sits after my coffee or something, so only practice is pick up that incident of which is not clear in my mind and make a story around it. Once that put in practice, like I think the 20th day or 30th day, the movement has started up. Then I realized, yes, it will go. Then, but somewhere around 67, all the surface or many things were sorted out, but digging deep was actually started somewhere at the day 60 or 65. Then it went again up to the day 100. So that was the difficult. Digging deep is the difficult part. Okay.
Yes, digging deep. Yes, you were digging deep. I was digging deeper and deeper with your journaling days. Moving on, as is already time up. Now I have a quick question for all the 3 panelists. We can go with the same order. One inspirational message to the budding authors in the room, and what are your takeaway points in a simple 1 minute maximum to 30 seconds to 1 minute wrap up to all the 3 of you. We'll start with Dr. Anushi ma'am.
This message can be not only for the budding authors, I can say it is for everyone, that each one of you, we have some unique skills and qualities. Because as I have mentioned in my own chapter, that we all are part of that divine itself, that greatest power. So we all have divine spark within us. So we have the ability to continuously learn, change, and grow. Not only once we go through the transformation, we have the ability to continuously go through that transformation and on multiple times as a human being, not only just like caterpillar, but we can really shine our light brightly and can become an author. It's not at all. We all have wonderful stories. As rightly Mr. Hadi had mentioned, we have the failures, have the all triumphs. We go through with on started down, the help will come and you will be supported, and you can share that, leave that legacy behind you. You will not be there, but your book will be there. So I would say it is definitely possible to write, each one to write a book. All the best to each one.
Wonderful, wonderful. Round of applause to Dr. Anushi ma'am. You spoke your heart out. Same question to Mamta Joshi ma'am. would you like to continue
Yes.
the?
If you feel that your writing is your passion, then you have to stick to that habit. Go and write your day-to-day experiences so that you get better at it day by day. And also find out your topic of interest and gain on that topic. And find a group wherein you can share and get the feedback, because that is a very supporting atmosphere that creates for you to write. And also, if you can have an accountability partner who can challenge you to stay committed, that will take you in the long run. So be regular with your habit so that it becomes better and better day by day, and the process goes easier. And happy writing, everyone can write. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, dear, beautiful. You spoke your heart out. I'm sure each one of us have our own stories, but there is something that is stopping deep within us. Maybe we are shy to put it out. Toastmasters is a wonderful platform which overcomes all these barriers and makes us what we are. Moving on to the third panelist member, he's readily, eagerly waiting. He is a punchline master. That's why he is DTM Shashidhar Bairapu. Over to you.
Hey, so my piece of advice is be kind to yourself and give it a time, and everything will materialize for a period of time. As we have been repeatedly saying that every one of us unique and every one of us different stories. So when I look back at 10, 15 years, like whatever the things that we have gone through, like jokingly people say it can turn out as a book. So that was the time, oh no, me, why author, like that kind of, I'm not ready to accept. But as it comes close, like when I was sharing it, when it was said, I readily accepted, yes, I'm writing the book. Be kind to yourself and visualize. I think 2017 Eid holidays, when I went on a long drive, I had a picture somewhere in Dibba, and there was one Facebook app like which will give you as a cover picture, Facebook picture for a while. So if you have that thoughts that you want, so just have a drawing, put it in place where you most often. The so self time, everyone will become author, as our Mamta ma'am said. Over to you.
So, one question for you. You started your sentence saying that be kind to yourself. How many times were you kind to me, DTM Shashidhar Bairapu? Tell me.
Say kind to yourself, not to others. Point to be noted. And that's it's
This is not acceptable.
When you are looking for be yourself.
This is the heights of being selfish. Audience, no. I strongly disagree with this. We should not be selfish. We should have self-love. The importance of self-love will be explained in 30 seconds by Anushi ma'am. Over to you.
Self-love, I would say, you are at the same time you are loving yourself just the way you love your loved one. You treat yourself in your thoughts, in your words, and actions to your dear one. I can just say that that's their self-love.
That's the difference between selfish love, selfless love. Audience, it's up to you to decide which love is for you. Join Toastmasters. It's self-love. Do you all agree? How many of you all agree? You can put your thumbs up right there. Wonderful.
But still, I agree with you, Toastmaster Rajeswari.
There is a big mega project which you have not completed, DTM Shashidhar Bairapu. It's time for you to complete that project. Then You have that liberty to agree to my self-love. Quick wrap up. Amazing panelist members we had. They spoke their heart out. The true love to your words. You believe. What do you want to believe? Not the panelist, not the audience. Believe yourself. Believe yourself to live your life. To fly high as a beautiful butterfly with that ounce of gratitude. Over to you, TMOD Toastmaster Hadi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rajeswari and our authors. And I really loved the way Toastmaster Rajeswari weaved these three stories. And now I got few messages to share with you what I learned through this panel discussion. Number one, I thought that we are writing our story ourselves. No, our stories are never written by our just a single person, by us. It is written by the people around us, the good and bad people. That is your perception again. Let's judge less and be more open. But the experience they present shape our lives. And be consistent. And if you want to become something or someone, you have to work on it consistently, persistently, and believing in it. And let me ask you, audience. Audience, where are you? I can see you. Are you hiding under the table? No, you're here. Yeah. Wow. So are you, how many of you are grateful about your life? Right? How many of you are still caterpillars? How many of you are butterflies? And how many of you believe you can live the life you want? Thank you. Thank you. And let's move on to the next segment, the evaluation session. Evaluation is very important when it comes to our life and speeches. Again, we heard from our authors that the accountability partners, the people around us, they say that, no, you are on course. Yes, you are on the right course. This helps us. An external perspective can help us to improve ourselves, because as human being, we can't see the whole story, no matter how you are. So an external perspective for the speeches of Toastmaster Alia and Toastmaster Rajeswari, we are going to hear from their evaluators. And let me call upon the evaluator of Toastmaster Alia Perveen, Toastmaster Cheryl. She's from St. Mary's Toastmasters Club, and she's like a bird who have powerful wings but don't want to fly. She is a trainer, and she told me that she doesn't prefer public speaking. A bird, powerful wings, and don't want to fly. It's interesting. And her favorite superhero is a working mother, because she say that nobody can beat them. Toastmaster Cheryl, the stage is yours. And
sorry for the interruption. I wanted to announce that kindly switch on your videos for a quick picture so that our dignitary members can proceed with their writing. Requesting all members to switch on your videos. Smile, and you can use your heart buttons and the reaction on the Zoom as I say 1, 2, and 3. Yes, yes, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, how do I do my thing? You all be ready with that? I'll just take the, okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. One more action. Smile, smile. Any other? Okay, celebration moments. Yeah. So this one.
Yeah.
Yes, all of you. 1, 2, 3 at the count of 1, 2, 3. Yes, any action? Any action and then types. Yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
1 minute. Where am I? Okay, I'm here. Okay, smile, smile. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Anushi ma'am, once again. And if you are here, you can still enjoy, but it's up to you all to leave. Thank you.
Everyone, thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Dr.
Bye bye. Thank you,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank
The best.
you, TM Shashidhar.
Oh, no,
Thank
Shashidhar
you.
Bairapu will be there. I think Mamta ma'am will be there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mamta ma'am, you please be because you'll understand the Toastmaster proceedings. It's amazing
Okay.
till the end. Trust me, trust me.
Sure, sure. I'll enjoy.
So moving on to the evaluation again, once again, calling upon Toastmaster Shadel D'Souza for the evaluation of the speaker number 1, Toastmaster Alia Parveen, and time duration from 2 to 2.
Thank you, TMOD. So the Toastmaster Alia Parveen, her speech was about doing something. So I felt it was a very inspiring speech from the beginning to the end. It had a proper flow. There was an intro, there was an opening, there was a storytelling part, and then gradually there was a quote, and then there was a conclusion. So it was a very structured. What I thought the speaker excelled at was, I observed that the speaker really narrated her personal story very well, and she did that with the hand gestures, she did that with actions. So her pitch increased and decreased as the emotion she was trying to convey as part of her speech. She made her point by using the hand gestures, by using her physical movements very effectively. What I speaker should work on is, I noticed that there was a lot of pauses between the words. Felt like speaking a few words, then there was a pause, and then there was continuing, and then there was, there were gradual pauses between the words. So which I felt that was unintentional, not because she had intended to, but it was just unintentional use of pauses. So I feel that if you work on reducing pauses between the words, it keeps the flow of the speech going. So it doesn't seem like, there's a pause during every word. The other aspect that I felt that you can work on is not having your fists closed, because it signifies that it's a very defensive movement. If your hands are closed, or it's crossed, it signifies a very defensive movement. So just keeping your hands and your fists open, so that if you can't do anything with your hands, if you don't have to move them around, keep them open, it signifies you're open to whatever reaction you're receiving from the audience. And one point that I feel that you could really use is, if you get stuck anywhere at any part of your speech, don't stop in the middle, just carry on. Act like you may be surprised, it may take surprise, we all get blank at some point. So just carry on and act like it's a part of your speech, because if you stop, then it actually gets highlighted, the audience notices it. So don't stop if you ever get stuck in between. Now, some points that you can use to challenge yourself is to smile during your speech, because it shows that you are comfortable with your audience, and it shows that you are engaging with them. Another point that you can use to challenge yourself is to, when you're making a speech, to emphasize certain words, because that point. So if you feel that you want your audience to really, pay attention, or to grasp some parts of your speech, then you emphasize those words. So what happens is, it will keep the audience hooked to your words. Overall, I thought that it was a very well structured speech. And I like the way you used your hand gestures to make a point, and especially during the whole paragliding part, that really kept us all hooked onto your speech. So I wish you all the best for your speeches, and hoping to hear your future speeches too. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cheryl. And I really like the evaluation you gave, because the speech was so good, and it is very hard for an evaluator to point out the areas for improvement, and you did it really well. And in level 1, if a speaker demonstrate this level of skills in public speaking, that means you are a promising speaker. Thank you. Moving on to the next evaluation for our panel discussion, moderator panel discussion project. Our evaluator is Vinod Paniker, Toastmaster Vinod Paniker. It was a fruitful experience for us to learn from the authors live. And I would like to hear more about this project. We all would like to hear how this could have done even more better from the evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Day. Now, what I can take away from this panel discussion was a quote that one of my favorite authors says, "No matter how fast a caterpillar can run, it cannot fly. It has to give up its wings during the process of metamorphosis." The authors took us through that process in a very beautiful way, and it was led by an amazing panelist. Now, I have conducted professional panel, so I will look at it from that angle. So when the panelist came, the TMOD also introduced, the panelist also introduced. There was some miscommunication over there, but it was very well managed. Especially in online, I would say it was done very online when it doesn't happen. Hats off to you by sticking in, and when Rajeswari came, she also did a good job by sticking to the script. This is what I want to do, tuck, tuck, tuck. So very nicely done over there. Now, being a person whom I personally believe will take something in a good way, I would say that the purpose of the panel is two things. Is manage time, and you have to keep topic always the thing. So when you are a list, the topic is you are giving an audience of how to become. You there that you want to be an author and I want to learn more. No, your theme is to make sure you get the best out of all these three authors and share it with the audience. So what I felt was you were giving a mini speech before introducing every panelist. In a professional panel, it doesn't happen like that. Either the panelists introduce themselves, they speak about themselves, or if you are speaking, you give the name of the book and you immediately say this, because you just need to build credibility. What you are doing is you're building a credibility. These are people who can speak on this. But I felt you were sharing your experience, which became an icebreaker speech or some other speech, right? That could have been completely avoided. Why? Because you asked only 3 questions to this amazing panelist. You could have at least asked 10 questions and all the audience sitting over here would have experienced much more. The second thing was, if any panelist was going off topic, like again, Shashi is a very good friend, I can tell him whatever I want. When he was going to Dibba and when you were very clear that 30 seconds was there, it responsibility as a moderator to moderate the panel, to slightly slid in, thank you very much, I understood you should be kind to people. So that was also one of the key things. So these 2 suggestions I would like to give to you, and hats off for bringing all 3 amazing people to the panelists. It was very much, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinod Paniker. And this is the beauty of Toastmasters. And these suggestions, if we possibly, it will help us to become beautiful butterflies But if you take it not constructively, you will remain caterpillar. So in Toastmasters, ask any champion speakers. They will thank hundreds of people to learn the area of improvement and who pointed out our strengths and weaknesses at the same time. So as evaluators, both of you had a wonderful job. And moving on to the next session. Before that, yes, Toastmaster.
Launching the poll. I am launching the poll.
The poll, because what was my plan is after the table topics, shall we do it, or we can do it now?
No, because these two polls are ready. I want to launch them, and I can create another poll for table topics, because I think our panel evaluators and everyone are excitedly waiting for that. So
please go ahead. Thank you. And while the poll is being shared, let me tell you, when I introduce this theme, the story we tell ourselves, I searched for the shortest story. So when I searched on Google, what is the shortest story, I came across with another story of Ernest Hemingway and his friends. One day, sitting at the bar, his friends challenged him, can you write a story with just 6 words? Cry, right? But he accepted the challenge. Right. And the story was, for sale, baby shoes never worn. For sale, baby shoes never. Long stories, the feeling it communicates, what matters. So we are going with the shortest version of speeches. This is called table topics, in which you will be given a topic and our table topics master will explain how the table topics is conducted. And for that, again, Toastmaster hosting topics. I encourage you all to participate in the session and make this meeting lively and amazing. Over to you, Toastmaster Nidhika.
Hi, good evening, all respected guests and Toastmasters. I am Toastmaster Nithika, and today I will be your table topics mistress. And so how this session works is, this is one session where everyone's given the opportunity to attempt to, dip their feet in the water and test the waters out a little bit and make a short speech in 1 to 2 minutes. So the timer, the time you'll be provided will be 1 minute and 1 to 2 minutes and 30 seconds grace period. So I have a few interesting topics up my sleeve. Excuse me, I've just come back from work, so I might be, yeah. Okay, topic 1. If an asteroid were to hit the Earth tomorrow or in the day after tomorrow, what activities you wanted to do but never had the time for would you fulfill? So if an asteroid were to hit the Earth tomorrow or maybe the day after, what activities would you want to explore and do yourself that you just never had the time to do? Anyone, any volunteers?
I would like to go ahead.
Yes, Toastmaster Shashidhar. Please go ahead.
So if an asteroid were to hit the Earth, and assuming the Earth would come to an end, I would like to fulfill my bucket list. So I would first, I've always wanted to do karaoke, so I would, sing my heart out, because I know that no one is going to mind my voice, no matter how loud it is or how annoying it might be. So I would do a live karaoke. The next thing that I would do is probably to sit with a bunch of kids and then just color, just do, get a coloring book and just color and color and color, because I like to color. I like the whole, filling objects with color thing. But unfortunately, it sounds very childish if an adult does it. So I would just sit with kids and then I would just use all their sketch pens and then I would just color everything. The third thing that I would do is I have always wanted to make an impact in a good way. I've always wanted to make a difference. So I would, join cause. I do know of some groups that, are doing good work and, for some. So I, join a group and do something that, really matter, like bringing about change or, helping to build something that, would maybe not the stuff like that. So yeah, thing that I would fulfill. Over to you, table topics mistress.
Thank you with your response. So you basically bring out your inner child where if the earth were to be destroyed. And I love that answer. And I also love that you added that you would, even if there was doomsday, do the greater good. So the second topic is, if you were told that you had to, sorry, let me restart. A childhood memory that was a defining moment in your life that who you are today. So I'll repeat, it could be any experience that you've gone through that kind of shaped the way you think and shaped the person you are today. Any volunteers? Will I have to pick someone up and put them on the spot to? Okay, please go ahead to TMOD, Hadi.
I would say something. We have our Zoom master and timer. So if somebody can take over their role for a moment and give them chances, that would be very, helpful. So please.
Should I be?
Okay, I can do the timer. Okay, so the timing again is from 1 to 2 minutes, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. So just give me adjust my background. Okay, our timer can go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Shardil.
Yes. So Toastmaster Tina, would you like to attempt this topic?
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepika. The topic today's table topics is the childhood memory that, can you please repeat that?
A childhood memory that was a defining moment in your life that shaped the way you think and the way you believe and what your beliefs are and who you are, basically.
The childhood memory that I have that immediately came to my mind that defined who I am was while I was in school, and my English teacher came up to me and he asked me to compare for a debate, and it was a situation for me, just going and standing in front of the whole school and doing a comparing, and so I was really scared and I was trying to just get out of that situation. And I remember telling my English teacher, his name was Mr. Temkar. And I told him, sir, I don't want to be the comparer and I'm really scared. And I would say that that was a really defining moment. I remember I was walking with him and he just told me, Tina, not failure is a crime. And that just stuck in my mind. And that really gave me the courage to face my fear and just do it anyway. And so I just went for it, and I did for the debate session that day. And I remember my friends, they were all sitting in the audience. And after I did the comparing, they came up to me and they really encouraged me, and they were so happy with what I did. So surprised with myself that, okay, I could go out there and stand in front of the whole school and do it. So I would say, yeah, with that quote, that was the defining moment of my life. Thank you.
It was a lovely attempt, because I guess you have overcome your stage fright that day, and it has brought you to this very moment at this Toastmaster meeting where you attempted this table topic. So kudos to you. Let me introduce my third topic, which is okay, 1 second. So life is not a journey, but a destination. Can anyone share their thoughts on this? Let me repeat. Life is not a journey, is a journey, not a destination. Please share your thoughts on this. Yes, please, DTM Vinod, sir, please,
Yeah,
we
thank
would love
you
to share.
very much. Life is not a journey, and would not a journey. Life is a series of journey. Because when we think life is a journey, it feels as a long and tiring one. But when you feel that it's a series of journey, for example, your childhood was somewhere in a different place, your adulthood would be in somewhere a different place, your work life, your spouse life would be longer than your other things, right? So we need to understand that philosophy, that life is a journey, it is a series of journey. And destination, now again, being from a debate club, I like to debate on everything. You give me a topic, I can say yeah, for and against immediately. But there is a challenge over here. Why? Because if you think life is just a journey, you may focus more on the journey and being happy in that moment of the journey, and you may forget the destination. So that is why I said I agree and disagree, because destination is also important. When you are competing, winning is important. When you lose, people may say learning is good. But for me, what my teacher had told me in school, when I used to do special, one position in boxing, silver and thrown to me. So have this equilibrium, what Aristotle called as the golden mean in between. You need the journey, enjoy it, but you also focus on the destination. So for me, life is a series of journey, but destination also is very important. Back to you.
Thank you, DTM Vinod. That was a very unique viewpoint on this topic. I'm sure no one has heard such a view on this topic. So moving on, the last topic, or can I know from the timer if there's enough time for any other topic, or shall we move on to the next session?
Yes, we have time.
Okay. How many more topics do we have time for?
The total time is 20. So I think each speaker took around 2 minutes. So it's been 6 minutes now.
So the next topic is challenges are a part of life. Do you agree? If so, name a challenging moment that brought out bravery or courage in you, or an initiative in you. So let me repeat, challenges. If you agree, name a challenging moment that brought out courage or initiative in you to take the lead. Any volunteers? Yes, Toastmaster Robert. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I would want you to repeat the question again, please.
Sure.
Repeat the
So
question, please.
challenges are a part of life. If you agree, share a challenging moment in your life, courage in you to take the lead, or it brought out the initiative in you.
Wonderful. Thank you for saying it again. Good evening, everybody. Yes, I relate this topic, that the challenges, kindly help me to rephrase it. The challenges
are a part of life.
A part of life, right? Numerous challenges had been part of my life all the way. I particularly remember one incident which happened in my teenage, I can say. I had just started riding the bicycle, and on the very first day, I and took the bicycle to the church, which is 1.5 kilometers away from my home. And at the church, just after the mass, an elderly friend of mine, who is about 5 to 6 years elder to me, came to me, "Hey, Robert, you have bought the bicycle, right? I'm coming with you while going back." And this was really challenging. Coming myself alone is a big challenge. And now I have to take him back with me. But the little ego which I had is not allowing me to say, no, I can't. So I told him, you got to walk a little bit to where there is a milestone, and the cycle, it will take you. And alas, I did it. Ride the bicycle flawlessly for 1 hour. I had overcome this challenge. I hope this is convincing. Over to you. Thank you.
That was comedic and it was enlightening to hear. Thank you so much. So last topic is, there are two great days in a person's life: the day we are born and the day we discover why. I'll repeat. There are two great days in a person's life: the day we are born and the day we discover why. Anyone would like to volunteer? Again, there are two great days in a person's life: the day we are born and the day we discover our purpose, or maybe our yes, TMOD. Hadi, we would like to hear your thoughts on this.
I would like to start with the story of an eagle who is born in a duck's, duck's yard. So the eagle thought that I'm a duck, I can't fly. And was seeing other eagles flying high. This eagle asked, baby eagle asked duck's mother, why they can fly, but I can't. Then mother wanted to say that you can fly, but duck wanted baby not to leave her. Day of siblings on a hill, and one baby duckling. She was in danger and was about to fall from the mountain. Then duck mother walked to the eagle and said that, I have a secret to tell you. You can fly. So eagle, because it never tried jumping from the cliff or flying. And the love of the mother is one side, and this duckling, its sibling is going to die. What to do? And closing the eyes, believing in love, not believing in its ability to fly, only because of the love of the sibling and her mother duck, it jumped, saved her sibling. And similarly, like in my life, when I discovered that I have a passion to be with the people, when I thought that I can't be shy and I can't run away from my fears, because I believed for my parents, for my siblings, if I'm the one who's going to improve their life, I'm the one who's going to do it. So from the cliff, and here I am. Over to you.
Thank you, TMOD Hadi, for sharing your thoughts on that topic. It was very inspirational, I must say. So can we get the timer's report?
By Toastmaster team. Yes, sure.
By Toastmaster team, yes.
Toastmaster Shardul.
So Toastmaster Tina took 1 minute 49 seconds.
Sure, thank you. The timer's report. Toastmaster Alia's speech was for 7 minutes 9 seconds. Panel discussion was for 27 minutes 11 seconds. Toastmaster Shardul's evaluation 3 minutes 59 seconds. Toastmaster evaluation was 3 minutes 8 seconds. The table topics. Toastmaster Shardul spoke for 1 minute 52 seconds. Toastmaster for 9 seconds. Toastmaster Vinod spoke for 1 minute 52 seconds. Toastmaster Robert spoke for 1 minute 32 seconds. And TMOD Hadi spoke for 2 minutes 22 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you. So all are qualified for the table topic session. All speakers are. So please, cast your vote, send your vote on personal chat to Toastmaster Rajeswari.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nitika. I would request you to continue your session with the grammarian's report and our counters. Toastmaster Nitika is getting ready. We have an announcement we all wanted to hear. The announcement is the current XCOM 2022-23 have arranged an executive lunch to all XCOM and Kanoo members as a token of appreciation for efforts put in by each member in this wonderful club with roaring history from closing down. These are not my words. These are the words of Toastmaster Rajesh. And where this is happening? At Raj Mahal. And when it is happening? From 12 noon to 2 p.m. So be there, and more details will be shared by our Toastmaster Rajeswari and XCOM. And Toastmaster Nitika, if you are ready, you can be on camera and give your grammarians and our counters report. Let us move on to the
Hi,
to the
sorry.
next session.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I lost the count of the hour counter because I already mentioned I just came back from work and I was just, yeah. So I'm sorry about that. But this meeting, I noticed everyone used this language to a great extent, and I heard some anecdotes that were used, personal anecdotes, and both. So on that basis, everyone was well spoken, and yeah, that's my. It was a quality meeting, and yes, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nidika. And let's proceed with the word stress report by Toastmaster Shashidhar.
Hi. I was eagerly waiting for everyone to use this word, celerity, the word today. During the round robin session, we have used 3 times. It was used 2 times by our TMOD Hadi and once by the general evaluator. So altogether, 9 times the word was used. Thank you. Thank you for everyone for using this word. Keep using this in your daily life. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Person was watching this beginning, and he will help us to know what things went well and how to improve our and club. So and fellow me is eagerly waiting to hear from you today. The stage is yours, General Evaluator, DTM.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. The role of a general evaluator is basically to evaluate the entire club proceedings of whether the role players were prepared, was the energy there in the meeting, and how the proceedings all went. So let me start with the agenda. The agenda was sent, everybody knew it was time 15 to 30. Now, by 7:20, I saw some faces, but I would like that keep that 15 minutes alive or make it lively, right? The reason being is you only make connections before the meeting and after the meeting and during the break, if you have one. When you are in the meeting, you just run the agenda, connect members. In moments of truth, one of the most important thing is camaraderie between members. Your club can only grow when there is a community being built with all your members. So that 15 minutes, make sure that you log in before and start having conversation. Have a greet master who officially does the greeting, welcome, the surgeon at arms for the day. That would be something. I attend only one club once a year, so I may not come back and give you whatever I had written down. Yeah, so that is please follow that 15 minutes before, come and start discussing about your life. And even after the meeting, there are meetings where people stay for 10-15. Okay, so try to build the community, because the club will only grow when you feel connected to each other, or else people will come, do the role and go home. That's it. We don't want that. Any club that needs to thrive, whatever you have written on the tagline, by the way, Toastmaster does not allow a tagline to be written for the club. So tagline that you mention, make sure you are doing that for you also, right? Then comes the essay. I think it was Nidish, the acting essay. Very calm voice, very pleasant to listen to. So thank you very much. We need that. Either we need a lot of energy or we need someone who is calm and poised. So a recommendation that I would like to give to you is, don't start with the slide. Only president and SAA gets this opportunity to speak all 25 meetings. So when you get this, try to speak as much as possible. The power is in your point. The power is not in the PowerPoint. I keep repeating this to everyone. Toastmasters laboratory where you come to leadership, right? There is no good or bad over here. We are here to experiment. So do what you want it, and just take an evaluation is just an opinion. Just take it. If you, it's okay, or else just go home. Tell the evaluator to go home. Don't worry about it too much, right? But focus on doing experiments. What am I going to do? New SRP, the politics topic, everything he nicely, and then he introduced the president also. But what I would love is in the next meeting, if you're introducing, introduce him through your word, right? Not through, because people can read the slide faster than what you say. So by the time you speak, they have already read what it is. So show a funny picture, maybe of a dinosaur, of an elephant, something if you want, and then speak something, right? So that people can laugh also, and we can do something, right? So after that, the president came, and I felt the president is a very authentic person. He is a real Kanoo Toastmaster. Right? He belongs here, and he wants to go ahead. I could see the sincerity in him with which he was introducing guests, right? So he spoke about Toastmasters, everything. So I will not go much detail into it, but when you are taking already the guest going to be by the Toastmaster of, so you could have taken a less time, and you could take feedback at the end from them, because you took almost 15 minutes to introduce the guest. 7:45 till the 7:45 you were introducing guests one by one, one by one, right? So in an there are three ways. You are either watching, second is movie, or third you are watching an OTT platform, Netflix. I always say online meeting Netflix. Role play should come tuck 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 2 3 4 5 hours it goes. You will not understand if it goes like that. But as soon as it stops somewhere, then the old Hindi art film cinema la 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 start feeling, they start feeling, checking all these things. So today the meeting was in between. So I would love to see it like an OTT platform. And yeah, so after that, the president introduced the Toastmaster of the day. Let's give him a big round of applause, everyone, because he was thoroughly prepared, dressed well, all podcasting. He loves stories, and personally, I love stories a lot. You name any book in this world that has been written on storytelling, I have read it. And I here in Toastmaster, I only spoke about storytelling. So all the research that has been done on storytelling, and my favorite book is The Hero with Thousand Faces, where most of the Hollywood movies are made on that particular. So it was something which is close to he immediate, and a purpose of elicit emotions, and he started eliciting right from the beginning when he started telling stories. A general president, Toastmaster of the day, did an amazing job in when you introduce someone. An introduction is a 45-second speech. It has an opening, it has a body, it has a closing. So the purpose of introduction is to take them high and make someone, the person who feel pumped up always. So remember that there is a manual for introduction in Toastmasters. Most of you might not know that there is a manual, proper manual of introduction, how to introduce people. Go through the manual, you can get it in the resources. So that any role, essay, TMOD, make sure you are using that. The TMOD was very well prepared. Everything was done. The good job. Big round of applause to Anjali and Tina, both of you. As they said, there are no silent role players, but they amazing when manner because of you. That part of a general evaluator is to evaluate the evaluator, right? Through that, what Shadil said, she came and gave point of improvement, and my focus is only on point of improvement, because anybody can say good thing. What is it that you are giving the speed up and next I am looking for? Pauses between words and fist close and clamped. Okay, smile during speaking, and something emphasize center word, something, all these things. Now, my suggestion would be never give a suggestion without demonstrating. Never. And pause words, give her exact example of where did she pause between the word. Was it when she was saying that I saw someone paragliding and you stopped? Okay, there you could have taken not stop paused for long. We call it the long pause. There you could have taken a short pause, right? And when you said your fists were clamped, when it was during the opening, during the middle, during the storytelling, and all these things. So where it was, demonstrate, very specific, because in judging during the content is what people are looking for. The judges are looking for. Did the evaluator give specific thing to mark down? You summarized, that was a good thing, but remember, focus on voice and gestures. She had a story. Whenever there is a story, there is a lot of scope for emotion. She actually was reporting about her husband. My husband said this, my husband said that. Every Pathways project say you should not report. She could have brought her husband in that story. And her husband should say, why are you afraid? Do this, something like that. So when you put character and make the story alive, especially in voice and gesture speech. In any other speech, it can be okay. So I thought that there are a lot of things that you could have pointed out. And the second thing, to all the speakers, please do not put screen. The screen that was told, it is not green screen. Okay, unless you have something behind where you can put all this thing and your movements can be seen clearly. Right. So speakers, please avoid putting screens. Yes, that is much better. Apart from that, I think the table topic master did a great, but only I felt that she was not crisp because she came late, as she mentioned. We can understand that working on a Friday morning. So it's okay, but it's were very good and had depth in that. So a big round of applause to the table topic master. Please keep doing the a big hand to all the panelists who came, and to our TM president, like what you say, Rajesh. Thank you for bringing and adding value to all the our members. So apart from that, the word master. Okay, the word master celerity. Now, don't be thinking that okay, nobody used this word. There are two types of vocabulary that we use: functional vocabulary and recognitional vocabulary. Okay, so what you did today is you introduced a word which we can recognize. Okay, now the next time when we start hearing this word more, we will start using it as a functional vocabulary. So it is a good thing sometimes to vocabulary which we have not heard much. So thank you and a great job done, and people will use this more often when they heard second, third time. Apart from that, I think yes, meeting, I would wish that more and more members come over here. Do an online opportunity to bring in more members. Please focus on that, because Kanoo is one of the oldest club, and it has like I remember Nish, Vijay, those things. I compete. I was in DTech one, so I remember all these people very well. It's the club for champions, and I wish come from this club. Thank you very much, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, DTM Vinod Paniker. In Malayalam, we ask, "Evidayayirunnu ithrayum kalam?" So I asked myself, where were I these days? Why I didn't meet Vinod Paniker in my in the toast, because I was clinging into my club, and recently I started going out to other clubs, and this is an experience. I learned a lot from. And similarly, I met you, and you will remain as characters in my story of life. And remember, judge less and be more open of your life to the people life. Do you want to write a story that need to be remembered forever, which is an inspiration to the generations coming down. So thank you for being with me in this chapter of my life. Toastmaster Robert, and thank you again, especially our silent role players, Timer and Zoom Master, to make this meeting happen. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Good evening. What a wonderful flow of phrases, numerous images, and a lot of storytelling. What I liked. That's why Kanoo meeting number 420 will remain memorable always. Thank you all contributions you have done. Now, to bring to better justice, I would ask President Rajeswari to take over as the president from this moment. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, one and all, for making this 420th Kanoo's Toastmaster meeting a truly successful one. Just not success, it is fruitful. It's fruitful for all our members, not only for Kanoo members, but all the Area 24 Division L members, Division K members, who all the way came from the various emirates here, and they dedicated their time, precious time, and they confirmed their role well in advance. Round of applause to Toastmaster Hadi, who voluntarily came forward to be the TMOD for today's 420th meeting, and he took it an extra ahead and designed his flyer as per the TMI standards. Where else, other than Toastmasters, we can say this? Except in Toastmasters, we will be able to see such kind-hearted and generous people who come forward. They don't come forward just to help us. They come forward to satisfy themselves that, yes, they have that knowledge. Why not use it? Why not excel? Why not spread this word to all of us around? Round of applause. The agenda. Our BP Education Toastmaster Pragnesh Dami is currently shifting, so he is very busy with no internet connection, so there is no other option for him to help this meeting out. But Toastmaster Robert immediately stepped in and said, Toastmaster Rajeshwari, don't worry, I will help you. I will take up this acting president role. Round of applause to Toastmaster Robert here. And again, Toastmaster Hadi was like an angel for me. He took up designing that agenda. Though they were last minute cancellation from here and there, but dedicated Toastmasters like Toastmaster Tina, like Toastmaster Anjali was always there for us to help us all around. They were the true angels for the success of this 420 Kanoo's Toastmasters Club meeting. And thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Vinod Paniker, for your wonderful evaluation. Each point said by DTM Vinod is acceptable and takes us all to the next level. When you talk about Toastmaster Nidish, it is his first icebreaker meeting after joining as an official Toastmaster. So, round of applause to the Acting Sergeant Arms Toastmaster Nidish for doing a fantastic job. You can use your reaction buttons, Toastmasters. It is not an easy job to take up this Acting Sergeant Arms role at the very first meeting after signing up. He is currently very busy in having multiple assignments to be completed for his future education. In spite of this, he has taken his precious time to dedicate himself for the success of 420 Toastmasters meeting, Kanoo's Toastmasters meeting. Wonderful job done, Toastmaster Nidesh. We expect you to fly as high as possible by your genuine contribution to our club. Moving on to the first speaker, all the way from Emirates Toastmasters Club, who was dedicated and wanted to give that speech and complete her projects. So this is a true inspiration for Tina and other new members of Kanoo and other Toastmasters International members here. Round of applause to Toastmaster Alia. Moving on to the speaker's role. The best speaker, as I know that I was disqualified for overshooting, and by default, Toastmaster Alia will be the best speaker for this amazing 420th Kanoo's Toastmasters meeting. Round of applause. And moving to the best evaluator, I don't think we need any voting, because when DTMs come into action, there is a tough competition. Toastmaster Shashidhar, she did a wonderful job. She is a budding evaluator. This is her second time she's taken up the role as an evaluator. Round of applause to Toastmaster Shashidhar. We appreciate your efforts and your contribution and your precious time for the success of Kanoo's meeting. And the winner, none other than DTM Vinod Paniker, the president of Take Debate Toastmasters Club. Any debaters, you can join them. They are at Karama located, and Wednesdays, they meet every Wednesdays. So just go and visit their place. You will have the beautiful moment of your life. Debate, amazing. It's my childhood dream as well. And the point here is I represented debate area contest twice from Kanoo. So it's again my dream to persuade that particular journey of debating so that I can be well prepared to debate and convince and pursue all our members to join regular meetings and fly as high as possible. With this, I think we are overshooted of time. We'll have a quick feedback for just 30 seconds. I think Toastmaster Tina and then Toastmaster Saizi and Toastmaster Alia as a quick round. So over to you, Tina. Quick 30 seconds of feedback about how was the meeting and.
And learning experience for me. TMOD Hadi, wonderful stories and really motivating stories from you. Thank you so much. All the speakers were really amazing. It's really inspiring for me as I'm also preparing for my icebreaker speech. And the evaluators were up to the point, and I got to learn a lot from them. Thank you. A wonderful learning experience for me. Thank you.
Looking forward to Toastmasters Tina's icebreaker speech in the month of November. We have shifted to 2nd and 4th Fridays. Moving on to the VP Education of the Star Club of Area 24, the Dreams Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Sizzy.
Yeah, thank you, Toaster Rajeswari, for inviting me. And meet you all, wonderful people, wonderful speakers. I was able to learn a lot from during this 2-hour session, especially a new experience. I had no clue about it, but now have an idea. And also the speakers have done a wonderful job. Through evaluation, I was able to learn a lot. So totally, it was a wonderful learning experience. Thank you for.
Thank you so much, VP Education of Toastmasters Sizzy, and I wish you to have this contribution again and again throughout this session, throughout this term, till September 2023 and ahead as well. And together we grow. Moving on to all the way from Emirates Toastmasters Club. I am visiting this club. You know why? There is a beautiful Hawaiian party happening there. I got multiple invites and I've got multiple hats as well too, as to put, what is it? To scare you all, you know, and I can bring along the real witches and other spooky things around, and it would be really funny for me. I'm just waiting for that moment that is just after Diwali celebrations. Exciting, isn't it? Over to Toastmaster Alia, a few words of feedback.
Oh my God, that was electrifying session by everyone. I definitely liked the session. And Miss Rajeswari, thank you so much for giving this opportunity. And I would like to, I really love to invite you guys. You all are invited to our Emirates Toastmaster next meeting that was happening this coming Wednesday. That was a spooky-thon, and really invited. We are really excited about it. And one more thing, I was really impressed by the evaluator, Mr. Vinod. I have so many takeaways. I literally writing down all his points word by word. That was pleasure to hear from him. Even the TMOD and all the role players, all the best. Thank you so much. And once again, I'm really thanking you all for giving me this opportunity to inviting me this such a wonderful club. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Alia. I'm expecting another invite from you straight to my WhatsApp. Okay, now Toastmaster Hadi, you are the gem of 420th meeting. So the credit and crown is to you. What's your take on this wonderful session?
I learned a lot, especially the panel discussion and the GE's report. These two things completely new to me. And even though I had evaluation before, this man talked with credibility, and he demonstrated in his words what he meant. So this is, I mean, the hours I spent for preparing this session, I would say I got what I want from this, especially from GE's feedback. This is a big learning for me. And the vibe we had, because of us are meeting for the, and still we carried forward the meeting really well. And after a couple of meetings, even we will, the rapport will be even better. But still, I experience with you.
So
One thing, this TT table topics results are out.
I should check my chat. It should be again DTM Vinod Paniker, because if DTMs are there, that's why I wanted particularly DTM Shashidhar to stay. You know, there's at least there'll be a real competition.
Yeah, because he is we at this moment we are not a match to him. Yeah.
No need to match. No need to match. We will go step by step. We are still caterpillars.
Yeah. That's why I said at this moment. Tomorrow we may, but at this moment I said.
Yeah, very true, very true.
Yeah.
Even you Toastmaster Hadi, you remember you also took a break of 2 years, and even me, I had to take a break, and then I had to choose what is going wrong, whether the clubs are wrong or I am wrong. It took me a challenge for me, and that time it was a true story when I shared you that I had to take the decision to go to Sharjah Carpe Diem Club. That's the extent I had to take that plunge and take the decision there, and it was worth decision that I took for joining Kanoo's Toastmasters Club. And today, being the president, it has ignited me so many unknown to me itself. They are coming alive in this particular form, and that's, as I mentioned earlier also, it is also because of you all, the environment, I'm able to identify what I am and what I'm up to. So thank you, Toastmasters International.
Wish you all the best. You go a long way, because The way you are networking with all of us is commendable. When we network, we will learn a lot.
With the power vested in me as the president of Kanoo Toastmasters Club, I declare this meeting closed.
Bye. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Bye.